I have no prior history with Abstract Mindstate, the Chicago rap duo consisting of EP the Hellcat and Old School Ice Gray. I hope I pronounced those correctly. From the small amount of research I was able to do, they are seemingly homegrown mainstays of Chicago, which has its own distinct scene in hip-hop, and this is their first album in nearly 15 years. The only reason I really heard about this was because news came out that Kanye was producing the entire thing. So, based off that, I was really interested to hear what the album would sound like, considering again that I had never heard of these two's material prior. And what I ended up getting was a very positive retrofitted rap album that's very vintage sounding and endemic to the jazz and soul bindings of 90s rap. Sonically, Kanye delivers some pretty sweet sounding beats with soulfully reworked samples that definitely carry some songs through their runtime. Content wise, there is no cursing to be found in the lyrics, no particular showcases or stories of grotesque violence, substance abuse, overt sexual depictions, or graphic hardship either. The mission for this album is to spread the message to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be and continue to rise above a lot of the negative influences that drag people down, like drugs and gambling. The song I Feel Good, for example, cites a lot of the financial anchors that held Old School back, and getting to the point where he was able to rebuild his credit score and relieve a lot of his past debt. These are just a couple examples of the many small victories of life that the duo cite across the 30-minute track listing. Other notable cuts include A Wise Tale, which has a swindling rhythm to it as the two rap about taking preventative measures to avoid being in woesome situations. Move Your Body takes the duality route as Old School raps about the thirst someone has for a woman while they're inebriated, while Hellcat is rapping about being resistant to those charlatan actions and forcing that even though she wants to have a good time, she's not afraid to get violent. Social Media is exactly what you think a song titled Social Media would sound like. It's essentially a PSA and a deep dive into the more subliminal effects social media has on people, differing their real-life desires into cheap online thrills. Also, the idea of social media trying to be more inclusive actually causes more division is flirted with, and I kind of wish they went more in depth with that idea. And the Brenda song, which features Kanye, who only provides like a sermon-y chorus, is a pretty dramatic track with uptight piano samples and whatnot, going over the influence of God and the positive effect it can have on one's lifestyle habits and things of that nature. The album, for a good chunk of it, is pretty enjoyable, but it can wear thin of its strengths at some points. Kanye isn't bringing his A game on some of the beats either, which in turn fails to bring out or accentuate the best of Abstract Mindstate. Like the songs Expository Mode, My Reality, and Sound Off the Alarm, these are not bad songs by any means, but after hearing the album through a couple of times, these songs are so indistinct and placated from a majority of the ideas and sounds that they feel like uneventful rehashes of what I've already heard on the album thus far. It got to the point where personally for me, I was aching for something a bit more adventurous or intricate or creative, and I feel like the talent pool here definitely had the capacity to do so. But overall, I thought it was a fine feel-good album. Its leanings into a classic hip-hop sound is a pretty neat appeal, though it can be a detriment to the creativity that's put on display throughout some of its material. The duo has proven to me that they're pretty good storytellers, but they could benefit in the future, in my opinion, from a bit more innovation. Definitely give this a shot, though. I think a lot of people may end up loving this more than I did, and that's really all I have to say about this album. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next video. I'd give it a